we just do one more?
Yeah.
And then
Perfect.
we can run it from there.
That was just perfect. There was some great.
That was nice.
Everybody, welcome to the Livestock, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Connor.
I'm Garrett. I guess a little background here is Siege and I, Connor, started playing together really in, I guess, 2021, like aggressively. Not aggressively, but, more consistently. And kind of over the years, we've worked on some projects, recorded some music together, and the ideas and the ambitions of what we're doing just keep kind of getting bigger. And at some point we had this idea to do something that was really raw, and the idea kind of developed over time. It didn't come overnight, but it basically has turned into where we're here today, which is the first episode of Livestock, which is basically just going to be a recorded live jam and talking with local musicians, non-local musicians that are in town, to just give like a real sense of kind of the creative process of music, but also just having fun.
Yeah, I'd say that's exactly it. I'd say the goal we have with this whole platform, I guess, is being able to bring like-minded musicians together, from all backgrounds in music. All are welcome here. and kind of showcase themselves, what they're into, get to know them as artists better, not just through the music, but through talking, getting to know them. Yeah, and just hopefully this is a place people can come have an outlet to jam and get to meet people and get
in as much of a non-pretentious way as possible. Especially, it feels like nowadays, just music and creative stuff in general is in like a kind of a funny place.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think with social media and everything else out there, I mean, we're all thankful, and I know everyone in the music community realizes how good tech's gotten, and anyone can make a
I mean, we couldn't
record.
do this without the fact that you can buy, gear that basically gets the job done at a affordable price.
Yeah.
It doesn't require having like a $20,000 studio,
which is such a special thing. I mean, anyone can go, get a simple 1-in, 1-out interface and go home and make a record from their bedroom, which I think is super cool. But the downfalls of that is anyone can, with social media and everything else going on, there's a lot of, I feel like,
it's almost like the point has been lost. It's way more about
how
people,
good can you be?
How good can you be? How good can you showcase yourself? Instead of just, I don't know, playing it as a lies, so to speak.
And there's something, I think you could agree with this, and a lot of people at home, but there's something so beautiful about music is the realness and the rawness, and what I think draws people to music is the connection they have to it.
For sure.
Because it's so vulnerable and it's so real. And I feel like, there's still a lot of great stuff everywhere, a ton. But a lot of that's been lost, especially through the social media world and all the Instagram guitar players and drummers. Everything's so perfect and so doctored, and it sets a fake reality of what you could be and what you should be. I think people get discouraged more now than ever. Because, they'll go on, scroll through Instagram, they want to learn how to play the drums, they want to learn how to play the guitar, and they see this dude ripping, the most crazy thing ever with zero flaws, zero mistakes, zero anything. Which, props, that's so impressive, but, that's not the realities of the everyday musician. So I think we want to use this platform to bring people on and show what a true jam is, no rehearsing, no beforehand talk. You get a bunch of people in the room from all different backgrounds.
Maybe even, hopefully we'll get to this, people that we don't even know to start.
Yeah,
and just get in and just see what happens and
see the realities of it. And there's going to be a lot of sick stuff that comes out of it.
A lot of bad
stuff that
We've
comes out of it.
We've already done a few kind of flight test runs of this.
With some buddies.
Which we'll put up. But even those, it was like, okay, there was some cool stuff in there, and there was some that was just disgusting and horrible.
Yeah.
But it's kind of how we want it to be. We don't want this to be, we're not professional musicians, so to speak.
By any means.
We care a lot, and it's just the only thing we really want to do, which I personally think is the case for probably a lot of people out there. And it's a daunting, I guess, world to know like where to start or where to go or who to play with. And it's always just a scary thing to jump in. So we're kind of hoping that aside from just having fun with this, and this is something that we would be doing no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether we were recording it or not, but we're hoping that we can get more people to just jump into it.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Feel more comfortable jamming and realizing that it's not that scary after all. I know we've talked about this before, but I think something common is how nervous people can be when they get in play for the first time.
For sure.
We're in a band called Aways. With some dear friends of ours, and I remember me and Garrett had been playing for probably 2 years before.
Basically just us two, which was hilarious.
Working
just what we recorded today, which was just guitar and drums, which is pretty unconventional. But
working on a kind of fun project that Garrett spearheaded. And then we had a buddy that was moving back home, and he played bass and wanted to get together, and he had 2 friends that were looking for people to play with. So I remember we all met up to kind of, sit together and jam and feel each other out, and it came out later. We were all nervous to play with these 2 because, we knew they were good musicians and they come from a cool background. And turns out later the guy said he was shooting himself. He was so nervous too.
Yeah.
So we know it's intimidating to get together to play with people. So hopefully this is somewhere people can feel like they can come in and no judgment and just have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess the final thing I have is just it's like a cool way to do something with whatever your musical talent is and kind of document it. Not to say like, oh, look at me, I did this, but to feel cool that like, you created something in a live format and it's there forever and it's yours and it's original and it's cool. So
For sure. Well, Garrett, you want to give us some of your background?
Sure. So, I guess, I grew up playing guitar. Obviously, I loved it. And then around like high school, for whatever reason, I kind of just stopped playing so much. And around college, it was like I think junior year, started really getting back into it, and just something, I don't know, you just like it clicks, when you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is the only thing I really feel like doing all the time.
Yeah.
I just want to jam all day, man. All day, man. But yeah, and then Connor and I, who were high school buddies, didn't really keep in touch during college that much. But we had like talked about starting like a ska band, I think, in high school.
Yep. I think like junior year of high school, we would always get together and say, one day we're going to play together. And
we're going to have a ska band
called
named
Fish
Lips, which has yet to happen. And maybe it's for the best. But
yeah, maybe one day, maybe 2030 or something like that, it'll happen.
Yeah, exactly. But kind of just, I don't know, it just happened over time. We started playing more together. And kind of like I said at the beginning, we got more serious with stuff, and like, you start at one place, and then once you figure that out, it's like, what's the next thing that we can do?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you put out that first Byko record, and I think I texted you and said, hey, if you ever want me to play live drums on it, let's do it. And you said, I think you already had that next one in the chamber.
Yeah, which was the first thing that we really recorded together.
Which was the first thing we did. Yeah. So we bought
some equipment.
Got a Scarlett and a couple other things, and
had no idea how to use it.
Still really
figuring
know
it out to this day, even though it's getting better.
Yeah, every day is getting a little easier, but
yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
like that.
Garrett's like, come on in, so we came here to this warehouse and plugged in, and the rest is history.
Yeah. What about you, Siege? Give us a little background about you.
Kind of similar. I mean, I grew up playing drums. Got my first drum set when I was probably 5, I think. Just, a shitty little kit, and loved it. I came home, played every day. And then kind of as middle school came around, in high school, my brother played guitar, so me and him would jam in my room a lot. And then I started playing in the church band, which I know a lot of musicians can relate to that. That's how they get started. But played at church all through high school and stuff like that. And then played in a couple like little groups in high school, mostly just stuff with friends, nothing crazy. And then
playing a ton of iration in your bedroom.
All the iration and revolution, which is funny. Through our music now, you'd have no idea, but that was our bread and butter back in the day. I went to college and kind of took a year and a half, 2 years off from playing drums, just because I went to school back in Alabama, so I didn't have any stuff with me, and kind of just stepped away. And then through a high school buddy that happened to be going to school back there, reached out to me, and we got a band going, which was great, super fun getting to play back there and kind of be part of that music scene in Birmingham and Atlanta and stuff, which was great. And then been playing ever since. Been playing in cover bands just around town, and then got this thing going with Garrett and the Aways group, and it's been awesome. It's been fun. Hoping it's just the beginning still.
Yeah, hopefully. So I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Unless you got anything else.
No, I think that's it. So
we're gonna try to shoot for doing these like once a month.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just going to pick up more and more.
It's going to be streamed everywhere.
Hopefully it's just going to be a ton of fun. That's the whole point.
Yeah, we'll have Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, anywhere you guys get your stuff. You can listen to it. And then we're going to have the video uploaded to YouTube.
Yep.
And I think we're trying to stick strict, right now at least, YouTube's going to be the only place that has video.
Right.
But yeah, that's it.
Cool.
So thanks for listening, guys. Again, I'm Connor.
I'm Garrett.
We'll see you on the next one.
Talk number 1.
Thanks.